Some brands offer you low finance, or cashback, or servicing.
Renault don't do ors. We do ands. The Renault Kadjar with 1.91% APR and €1,000 cashback and 3 years servicing, saving you thousands. Renault, the brand with the ands. Visit your local Renault dealer. Finance is made under a hire purchase agreement. Terms and conditions apply. Deposit required. Subject to lending criteria. See Renault.ie.
This episode of Coffee with Kenobi is brought to you by Penguin Random House Audio. Looking to catch up on the latest Star Wars books? Try listening to them on audio. Featuring sound effects and music directly from the movies, Star Wars audiobooks are the definitive listening experience. From brand new audiobooks such as Thrawn and Empire's End Aftermath to our blockbuster movie tie-in editions, you'll have plenty to keep you entertained. Visit penguinrandomhouseaudio.com/Star Wars for sample clips and to start listening now. We are also brought to you by Topps Digital. Celebrating its second year, the app is free to download from iTunes or Google Play. Collect and trade everything from legendary 1977 Star Wars cards to new cards featuring exclusive content from Star Wars The Force Awakens, Rogue One, and much more. All from the comfort of your mobile device. The Star Wars Digital Card Trader Collecting app from Topps. These are the cards you're looking for.
Listening to Coffee with Kenobi, you are, with Dan Z and Cory Clubb, the podcast you're looking for. This is, yes.
For an entire generation, people have experienced Star Wars the only way it's been possible, on the TV screen. But if you've only seen it this way, you haven't seen it at all.
This is the podcast you're looking for.
We've been waiting for you.
The force is strong here, even stronger than the coffee.
At last! Where have you been?
Welcome to Coffee with Kenobi. Here are your hosts, Dan Z and Cory Clubb.
Well, Mr. Clubb, welcome back. 2 weeks to go to Celebration. A little less than that, honestly.
Sure.
And we just are pretty excited because, as usual, plenty of Star Wars news to talk about. I'm telling you, man, this weekly thing, we should have did this a long time ago.
That's funny, yeah. Well, we talked about that a while back when they were, prepping for Force Awakens and prepping for, Rogue One, where all the stuff was kind of releasing and things were gearing up and getting closer and closer to release. And it's kind of has that same mentality, I think, leading up to Celebration. Is definitely anticipation. They're announcing new things. They're announcing different events, different guests. And so we're here to hopefully review some of that stuff with you guys and see what we think.
Okay, so the big whopper news, I think, is obviously Mark Hamill coming to Celebration. Tell me, what, are you surprised? Are we starting to get a little worried it wasn't going to?
Yeah, to be honest, like one of the things you asked kind of way back when they kind of announced Celebration in Orlando was, hey, what do you want to do? What's one of your highlights that hopefully you'd be able to get to do? And one of them was to meet Mark Hamill or something of the nature of that sort. And as we drew closer and closer to Celebration now, like I said, we're about 2 weeks out. So, it was getting down to nitty gritty. And lo and behold, they announced this week that Mark Hamill will be at the Celebration Anaheim or Celebration Orlando. So it's exciting. I think it's cool because he's a big shot. I mean, he's a big guy. He's got tons of talent. He's a legendary. Really, he really is. And I know he's got all kinds of stuff going on, and sure. I'm wondering your thoughts too. I mean, you're kind of interested in seeing what happened as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's ironic because if not for The Last Jedi, it was a shoo-in. He'd be announced really early on, and it really wouldn't be much of a doubt. But now, with the way things are going on now, it was a little uncertain. I mean, I figured this was just for the excitement, the dramatic effect, the WWE where the hero comes in at the last minute and dives into the ring.
John Cena, is that?
John Cena. I was thinking more of The Rock or.
I was thinking Rock too, or Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, either way.
Style. Yeah.
So, did you look at the prices for him?
I did, and it's
$200 for the picture, and $250 for the autograph. I could not remember for the life of me how much this cost for Anaheim. So it's steep,
either.
But he's going to make some bank. Obviously, people are going to go wild.
Well, the other thing I thought, absolutely. Like you said, he's got star power. I mean, rightly so. I'm not trying to him and haw over, his accolades, but
you should. He's Luke Skywalker. He's here to rescue you.
Well, I'm saying like you mentioned, like he's obviously going to be, he's the prime, he's the last Jedi, and essentially, and coming up into the next movie, hopefully do more speaking. Is my hope, but he's definitely got the headliner thing going on for him. So he kind of can raise his prices a little bit and
Sure.
get more bank, and that's rightfully so. I mean, I don't fault him for anything, and $200, I think that's a nice hit. I mean, it's for folks that want to take a chance of meeting him, getting something signed, getting a photo. It's pretty cool.
Here's the question: since you and I already splurged on our autographs for Tudyk and Felicity Jones and Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr., if it was already announced that Hamill was there, would you have changed anything that we have done?
I don't think so. I've been thinking about that too in the last couple of days, and what's going to happen next type thing, and will that orient us in a different way in our schedule. And this is kind of one of those things that comes up and you think, oh man, this is kind of like bigger and better offer in a sense. We've met Freddie before, and it's just I don't think we're doing anything wrong, but I think if we had the extra cash and extra dough to put up and the scheduling worked out, then I think I'd make it happen. But
so
I don't know if it's going
you're
to.
happy with how things work?
Yeah, I am. I feel good about it. I really do. I don't feel like I'm missing out. Oh, I'll never see Mark Hamill again. It's just going to happen at a different time. That's all.
Hey, there you go. I agree. So we transition from Mark Hamill to the Star Wars Celebration Orlando podcast stage. It would be great for me to tell you that Mark Hamill is our guest. That is not true. We still are.
Man, you almost. I'm sweating over here.
We thought he'd come for your last show.
Man, that was nice of him. Sure.
So we want to remind everybody. Right now, by the way, our surprise guest is still a surprise. So we will let you know very soon on that. As far as when the show is, it's Thursday, April 13th from 4:30 to 5:30.
Yep.
And we're going to have some giveaways. The guests we talked about. We're going to have the announcement about the future of the show as far as the format. We're going to give you as much detail as we know, really. And also, I think the biggest sell is that this is going to be your last actual show as far as an official show. Now, we'll be probably doing a little interviews and stuff throughout, but this is the last official, quote, Coffee with Kenobi show. So we really hope people come out and support us.
Like you said, it's the last show for me officially as co-host. Not that I'm going anywhere, but I'd like to hang around and come in and out of as it may during the transition. We'll see.
I need to see. Do you have any references?
Well, there's this guy named Jeff McGee. He's kind of my handler. I don't know if that is that. No, okay,
that's good. He's edgy.
He's edgy. Yeah, sure.
That's a good.
No, it's gonna be fun. I think people will come out and have a good time. Like I said, last time we did this, it was the first of its kind. I mean, that's the other thing too. It's kind of exploratory for us. We don't do a lot of live shows. We try to mix it up a little bit when there's releases and Force Fridays and stuff. So this is definitely something that we enjoy having fun with and just having a good time and celebrating with all our fans and friends and part of the Coffee with Kenobi family. So come check us out.
Yeah, we would love to see you. It's such adrenaline last time when we did this at Celebration. We've done some live events since then, but a Celebration is very special. Mm-hmm. And when you look up and you see all these members of the Coffee with Kenobi family, it just fills you up with adrenaline. So it's great. Yes. So we got other exciting things to discuss too. As general reminders, what you want to hit the next one?
Sure. Yeah, the next one is another meetup. It's a podcast meetup for Coffee with Kenobi and Jedi News UK, Star Wars Bookworms, Random Chatter, and Podcast 66 will be there as well. So any of those folks, are you guys looking to meet some of those guys or you're fans of them, come check us out. That is going to be, it's going to be Saturday, April 15th at 8:30 to 11:30, and that's at Jock's Landing over in Disney. I want to say Disney Springs, right?
I would say downtown Disney, but it's Disney.
Yeah, I want to say downtown Disney Springs, right?
Same thing, but it's
it's incredible now, man. We were just there 2 months ago. There's a whole new facade, and there's all kinds of stores and stuff. So there's plenty of stuff to go and do, and grab a bite to eat or hang out or whatever. And this is, I think, an excellent place to go to be able to meet up with all these folks. Yeah,
and this is one where I actually did not neglect and made the Facebook invite, and it's been great. I mean, it's certainly, as you said, there's a lot of wonderful podcasts. We're very fortunate to be able to hang with them and be able to help organize this. Mark and I decided to do this a few months ago. I'm glad we're able to finally do it. So Seems to be a little bit of confusion. We do have some listeners who do not do the Facebook thing, which is totally understandable.
Sure.
And I've been getting a lot of emails wondering if they can still show up and do they need to reserve. You may show up. You don't have to say anything to anyone. You can just show up and be there. That would be wonderful. We don't officially have an arrangement with Jock Lindsay's. And truth be told, the word is that they're not keen on these sort of things. So that's why we're not telling them, right? Better to ask for forgiveness than permission. And we're going to say, hey, we're with Cory Clubb. And I think that'll take care of it, don't you think?
With Luke Skywalker, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's sure. There you go.
Well, the other thing too, yeah, like you mentioned, if they don't like us being there or they ask us to leave, no problem. We will just shuffle and find a place to hang out. So that's kind of the venue now. I think, like you said, for folks that don't have Facebook, they can connect to the notes here, the show notes, and there's a link for our website to go out and check that out too.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, email us, email Jedi News, Star Wars Bookworms, Random Chatter, Podcast 66, and who knows who else is going to join us. I'm pretty sure that Scott Murray from Assembly of Geeks will be there.
Awesome.
Which is
great.
Very, very cool. So it really is going to be a great time. It's nice to be able to do these kind of things. I mean, the meetups are some of the richest experiences, I think. So I do have something I wanted to talk about last week, but I wasn't sure how much I was allowed to. And I get to be on a panel, Mr. Clubb.
That's right.
And so it's myself and a number of Star Wars bloggers for StarWars.com. And the official title is These Are Not the Writers You Are Looking For. Bloggers discuss writing about Star Wars. It is April 15th, which is Saturday, from 4:30 to 5:30. 4:30 to 5:30 seems to be our wheelhouse.
It does.
The Star Wars fan stage, which is on the third floor, and the room is W308. And basically it's going to be, I know Brian Young's going to be there with me, Jawa James, a lot of bloggers that you hopefully enjoy reading a little bit more about. And we're basically just going to talk about the writing process, writing for the website, just writing about Star Wars, and just sort of the ins and outs of how that works. So if you'd like to come check it out, I would sure love it. I've done the podcast stage, of course, as we know, but I've never done an actual panel, so I'm really excited.
Well, I was going to ask you too. I mean, like, this is the first of the kind for you, other than like the podcast stage, and kind of feeling a little more at home there, I guess. But this is a different stage. This is a fan stage, and you know, it's meaning business there, pal. And I'm excited for you to check you. I'll be there. Front row, buddy.
Are you saying that you would be nervous? Do you think I should be nervous?
I was going to say, are you nervous?
What do you think?
Yes, I think you're nervous.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Have you met me?
I have met you.
I'm salivating.
Look, just salivating.
You can't really be a teacher.
You're hungry?
You can't really be a teacher and not enjoy being in front of people.
Well, the other thing too is like this is a step in a different direction, obviously, and I think folks have seen you kind of grow through your career in Star Wars and being a fan, and like I say, like you mentioned, you know, pursuing what you want to do and working hard. So it's only right that you'd be able to be amongst these folks.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I'm very excited, and I'm glad you were going to be there. I would certainly hope so.
I hope so. I hope I'm not going to like a Mark Hamill signing or something like that.
Looking to catch up on the latest Star Wars books? Try listening to them on audio. Featuring sound effects, top-notch narrators, and music directly from the movies, Star Wars audiobooks are the definitive listening experience. From Han Solo to C-3PO to Admiral Akbar, you'll recognize all of your favorite characters. Listen to movie tie-ins like Rogue One and The Force Awakens, to book titles such as Thrawn and Empire's End Aftermath, to classic audiobooks like William Shakespeare's Star Wars. With Star Wars audiobooks, you'll have plenty of Star Wars listening to keep you entertained. Visit penguinrandomhouseaudio.com/Star Wars for sample clips and to start listening now. There's really no better way to enjoy your trip all the way to Celebration Orlando by listening to one of the Penguin Random House audio Star Wars books. They're great fun, incredibly entertaining, and exactly what you're looking for.
So who talks first? You talk first? I talk first?
Star Wars Digital, card trader collecting app from Top. As you know, there's an amazing selection of Star Wars images from all of the films, Force Awakens, Rogue One. You know the list, Clone Wars, Rebels, it's there. And they've really been going gangbusters as they're gearing up for the 40th anniversary. Some of the things they're releasing are just incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because originally they had like these bounty cards that coming out for Rebels characters, and it was like the Empire's looking for them. Now they've got bounty cards for the Rogue One characters, and they've got ship cards. They've got classic scenes from Clone Wars. They've got like individual character cards from Mace Windu. They got old comic art. There's all kinds of stuff. I'm scrolling through the feed here right now.
The Wanted by the Empire ones, those are pretty cool. Of all the main characters from Rogue One, the old bounty cards that they had when the app first started.
Yeah, there's so much here. I mean, if you're a fan of Star Wars, you're a fan of anything Star Wars, really. They've got every type of era here in card form, digital card form, and you can go on and get free daily credits, set up your account, and it's all free. It's absolutely all free to you. You can go and open daily packs and see what you get and trade with other people too. If you're looking for a certain set or chasing certain cards, you can go in and trade with folks that are already online there and enjoy that. So it's a blast.
It is a blast, and you've got some of the amazing images of your favorite characters and moments, ships, lightsabers. You can get the app, of course, on iTunes or Google Play. It's free to go, and you can open packs every day, trade with your friends. And there's just so many types to choose from, special inserts. Whether you're a hardcore collector or you're just dipping your toe into the water, it really doesn't matter because it's there for everyone. You can trade. You can hold on to all of your cards. You have a certain amount of cards you can lock so that no one can offer you a trade if you're concerned about that. And I used to do that quite a bit early on. So it's all there for you.
It's the Star Wars Digital Card Trader Collecting app from Topps. These are the cards you're looking for.
So joining us on our Road to Celebration show, we have our very special guest, Mr. Steve Sansweet. Welcome back to the show, Steve.
Thank you, guys. I'm here sipping my Kenobi coffee and enjoying life and freaking out because the truck comes to pick up the Rancho Obi-Wan exhibit on next Wednesday, and we've sort of got it together.
Wow.
We'll have to be together by Wednesday. We're going to have treats at the booth before. We got 30 plus cartons of Little Debbie Star Crunch today because we're doing a promotion with them. So, you get Rancho Obi-Wan trading cards inside boxes of Little Debbie Star Crunch and win a trip to Rancho Obi-Wan.
Wow, that's awesome. That's so cool.
I'm definitely going to get in line for that. Absolutely. We want to ask you about the things. And just before we start, I want to thank you again for the gala. It was my first time being a Rancho, and I was just very, very I was in heaven. I need to post this. We're still kind of tweaking it, but I posted my reaction when I first walked into the main area. And I just really appreciated your hospitality, and I feel like you're just part of our Star Wars family. So thank you so much.
Well, that's what makes it what it is. This is one big Star Wars family. Occasionally we get some bad eggs in it, but for the most part, it's a family and a community, and that sense of community has just gotten stronger over the last 40 years. We have 3 generations of fans, and that's why Rancho Obi-Wan is here. If this stuff wasn't here to show to people and share the stories, I'd be a hoarder, not a collector. And that's another reason why it's great when we get invited to a celebration to come up with an exhibit and always try to do something different. And so we're always challenged to do something different. I think we're going to have some fun this time.
Yeah, well, we would love to have you share with us what we can look forward to from Rancho Obi-Wan at Celebration Orlando this year.
It's really a 3-part booth. So the main part of the exhibit is if you were an 8 or 9-year-old back in 1979, and just your head had exploded when you first saw Star Wars in the theater. And wow, your life was consumed by Star Wars. This is the fantasy bedroom and playroom of your imagination. And so we are literally going to have a bedroom there and a play area. And it's going to be all Star Wars and all authentic to the time period. everything from a bunk bed with sheets and all kinds of stuff, an 8mm projector, a record player.
Wow.
Just, the drapes, the rugs, we've had a lot of fun putting this all together. A desk, crafts, model kits, puzzles, you name it. So it's going to be a very different kind of experience. It's, of course, we have to assemble all the furniture first. So hopefully that all gets together correctly. But pulling stuff from the collection and borrowing some other things from people like Pete Vilmer, our good buddy and head of fan relations at Lucasfilm.
Sure.
So we've got a wonderful Star Wars bike from his collection, and a fan-made skateboard deck, but it's all period pieces, and it's been great fun putting all of that together. So that's the biggest part of the exhibit. There are two other parts. One of them, since this is the 40th anniversary, we're going to look at what happened on other anniversaries. So everything from the 1st to the 10th, the 20th, and the 30th anniversary. Of course, the 30th anniversary was the big Rose Parade, and so we're going to have an area in the booth that's dedicated to unusual things and familiar things from these anniversaries. And the third and final part of the booth is going to be a tribute to Carrie Fisher and Kenny Baker and the characters that they played in the movies, because we miss them both. They brought a lot of fun and a lot of joy to fans' lives all over the world. Carrie and Kenny were both one of a kind. They were both wonderful entertainers. They both had great stories, and certainly were wonderful to fans. And so we've got a wonderful patch, or actually two different patches that sort of celebrate and are in honor of Princess Leia and R2-D2.
Wow, that sounds incredible. Everything, this is something we're not going to miss, definitely as fans ourselves. Yeah, speaking of, you said the truck arrived today to gather everything and getting things ready and choosing items out and whatnot. What's it like to prep for something like this and to get it ready? And like you said, you're staging it and building some of the furniture and things. I'm sure there's lots of suitcases, of course, right?
Nerve-wracking. All under the capable hands of Ann Newman, who's vice president, general manager, and really curator of Rancho Obi-Wan. But there's just a lot of pieces, a lot of moving pieces. But she has a great eye. I learned at the first celebration that we had an exhibit, and I thought, well, I would put things on the shelves of some of the exhibit cases that we have. And, I spent about half an hour or 45 minutes, and she was doing something else, and she came and looked at it and said, Steve, why don't you go do something else and sort of let me play around a little with this? And so I sort of left for half an hour and came back, and it was completely changed and so much better. So I learned my lesson.
It's funny because I remember going on vacation as well as a kid, and my mom would always tell me, hey, you're going to bring one action figure or one comic book or one thing with you. Is there something that you can't believe behind that you have to show fans and Star Wars collectors and kind of to show off a little bit?
One of my favorite pieces that we're going to bring is a very small piece. It's but there are only 27 of them in the world.
Wow!
And it's really a 20th anniversary item. It's a paperweight that was made by ILM for the 27 people who were intimately involved in cleaning up the print of Star Wars, which was so dirty after only 20 years that George couldn't work on the special editions without having this print cleaned up. And so all the folks who worked on it got this special, and it's very unusual. It's like the logo Star Wars coming out of a pile of dirt, and you only see a little of it. But and if you don't know what it is, what in God's name is this? And I can still remember going into the office of Lynn Hale, the head of communications, when they were packing these up, and they all had like brass plaques on the back. And I said, "Wow, that's amazing. Is there any way to get one?" And she said, "I'm sorry, they just made enough for the people who actually worked on this, and no, there's no way to get one." 3 years later, I found one on eBay, and it arrived without the brass plaque on the back, but it's a pretty cool piece. So that's just one of the small treasures we'll bring along with a little explanation posted as to what it is. But I'm really thrilled because we have always wanted to put together like a kid's bedroom, and we've always wanted to do it here at Rancho Obi-Wan, and we have never found the right space for it. We have, when you have 400,000 items in your collection, even a 10,000 square foot former chicken barn is not enough to build a kid's bedroom in. So
you've tried, huh?
Yeah. So we're building it in Orlando, and we're going to have great fun with it for as long as the convention lasts. So we're both very excited about this, and we've got some great volunteers who are helping us, and it's going to be fun. And if you're a member of Rancho Obi-Wan, you get a sort of a fast pass to jump the line to come in and see the exhibit. And everybody will get a Star Crunch as long as they last. And seeing all the boxes that arrived today, I think they'll last forever. And then, of course, we have our little merchandise area with the new patches. You can sign up and become a member of Rancho Obi-Wan and help us out. All the money that we raise goes into the running of Rancho Obi-Wan, not buying collectibles. That's all on me, and we can use help this year. But lots of cool stuff. Of course, the normal T-shirts and the caps and the patches and some. And if you sign up for your membership or you're renewing your membership, a really nice new membership patch and kit, which you will get there with your membership card. We'll actually be doing it on site. So that's another benefit to visiting us. Looking at the floor plan, we're near the food court, so that's always good because people are always hungry.
Yeah, so that's great. I mean, there'll be Star Crunches and Smiles around to go. And I was looking at I look at the Rancho website quite a bit just because it just makes me happy, and the patch for members of Rancho Obi-Wan with Princess Leia and R2-D2 is just beautiful. I was so happy that I was a member already that I can get this. But the great thing, as you mentioned, is that people can go. If you don't think you'll be able to get out to Petaluma, this is the next best thing. You can sign up and be a member of Rancho Obi-Wan.
And Corey, you have to get out here someday. You know that.
Yeah.
I know it. It's one of those bucket list things that I got to do.
Great. I will be at the booth for most of the hours that it's open. I'll be sitting sort of on the outside area of the booth and saying hello to people. Of course, my autograph is always free. We'll have Rancho Obi-Wan books inspired by the Force, which is all a book that Ann and I did and put together with wonderful color photos, big color book with items, art, and fan-made items and explanations as to what they are. I'll have some photographs to sign, but as I said, my autograph, unlike some others, is always free. And I'm happy to sign blank checks that will bounce. And we have a wonderful raffle, so you can buy raffle tickets, and the top prize is a George Lucas signed copy of the original hardcover novelization of Star Wars.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So that is the top prize. You do not have to be there to win it. And we'll also be giving out, thanks to our friends at Sphero BB-8, the newest version, the special edition with the Force Band. And we'll be giving out 3 of those a day from the raffle tickets. So it's a good investment. You could get a lot from that. So hopefully we'll get a lot of folks to come in and get some raffle tickets.
For sure. Well, obviously the Rancho Obi-Wan booth is going to be the thing to see. Thank you, Steve, so much again for being back on Coffee with Kenobi.
Always a pleasure, guys.
Yes, be sure everyone to go and visit him and sign up for Rancho Obi-Wan. It's the perfect time to do it. And Star Crunch.
And we'll see you at Celebration.
Sounds perfect.
So Dan, as we're kind of ramping up for Star Wars Celebration Orlando, they have the stage panels schedule out that came out most recently. And I was, like I said, I hadn't seen this yet, and you kind of put it in front of me and said, hey, check this out. And I'm clicking through the PDFs here on the page, and they're jam packed, man. There's so much here.
Yeah,
it is like there's so much going on each day for folks to check out, and it's broken down by each day. You look at the general download, or you can look at the other like per stage, or if you go per day. So depending on what panels are doing, their screenings. There's all kinds of stuff. I guess we'll start going through some of the different stuff. We'll start with Thursday. Is that cool?
Yeah. I mean, really, we're going to hit this a lot more intensely with our next show, our next official actual show, not a Road to Celebration show. But I can tell you right now that the things that stand out for me, I mean, all the stages, for those of you who aren't aware, in the show notes shows you can get a full download for basically every day individually, panels, there's schedules just for the specific stages. The celebration stage is that's kind of the main stage, right? That's where all of the major
things are the big
happen.
stuff's going on.
Yeah, the big stuff. The stuff where you're going to want to wait in line for. The 40 Years of Star Wars, Smooth Talking with Billy D. Mm-hmm. There's one with Ian McDiarmid and Ray Park. That's all on Thursday. So what did you see what's on Friday?
I see what's on Friday. It's The Last Jedi.
One. Yeah, but look at, they've got an awesome thing with Warwick Davis, but look what Mark Hamill is doing.
Oh, yeah. I noticed that when they announced Mark Hamill on Friday, he's doing the Mark Hamill tribute to Carrot Fisher, which is really great. I think that's cool that he's doing that.
It's going to be amazing.
Let's see. Next on Saturday, we've got Star Wars Rebels, which is really big. Anthony Daniels, 40 years with 3PO. We have Star Wars Celebration Champions of Cosplay. Smuggler's Revenge with Kyle Newman and the Galaxies of Voices. And then Sunday, they've got the droids they're looking for. Hamill himself, again, something new that he's doing on Sunday that was just announced. Then Celebration Orlando closing ceremonies there on Sunday at probably the last.
Well, how about the Smuggler's Revenge? What is your opinion? I mean, I know the first two were just so beloved. So
that's
something a big deal. These get a big crowd.
That's what we talked about last time when we went to Celebration. It was kind of a big deal, and we kind of had to pick and choose again. There's a lot of hubbub around these, and I'm curious to know what they're like. I mean, I've never sat in and heard of anything, but apparently it's like kind of a live audio
read, basically
radio read of with special effects and guest stars and stuff like that. So it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks very, very cool, and it's got some of the biggest talents, some of the biggest voice talents in Star Wars will be there. That's usually how it works. So it's a pretty big deal. Sunday, the droids. Did you mention Sunday already?
I did.
Yeah, I thought so. So basically, Sunday's not as live, but I mean, you got to see Hamill himself last year, right?
I did. That was with James Alden Taylor.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
That was very cool. And then the closing. I've never seen the closing ceremonies. I don't know that I'm definitely not going to this year because, as we mentioned, we will leave early for Easter. But this is all just the celebration stage. That's just the one.
Yeah, that's just the one stage, right?
Behind the scenes stage, some of the highlights. Again, we'll pick and choose as we go along. But basically, you'll be able to catch the stream from the Galaxy stage. So if you don't make it into the main stage for whatever reason, it's going to be tricky. This is where you'll be. Behind the scenes stage, also, by the way, hosted by the awesome Amy Radcliffe.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a making of the Star Wars Visual Encyclopedia, which I have seen and perused extensively. It's pretty great. A game show that, I don't know if this is the one, but there is one of the panels, I don't know if you know this, dude, but Freddie and Sam Witwer are going to do trivia against each other.
Wow.
That is I got to see that.
That's a showdown right there.
I know. There's one on the Disney parks and Star Wars merch. collectibles updates.
There's a Celebration Art Show.
Yeah.
Meet some artists. That's pretty cool.
Art of Star Wars books from Abrams. Del Rey's going to be there. Behind the scenes of the Cantina. Hasbro. Just a ton of amazing
Marvel,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of Lego, ESPN, Star Wars Revolution, Star Wars Celebration Tattoo Competition. There you go. There you go right there. Chopper tattoo.
Honestly, if I could somehow make it go away after a year, I'd probably do it. Let's go to the fan stage. The fan stage is neat. We talked about the fan stage earlier on the show, but this is where you can have, you can propose a panel, and sometimes you get picked, and you get up there and talk. So the 501st does some stuff. There's a thing with Tops, Meet the Mandalorian Mercs, Collider Jedi Council, Droid Building, a lot of stuff with the Saber Guild. This is where there's a movie trivia one there, too.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Young is doing one on the life and times of Han Solo on Saturday. A ton of cool stuff. And this is, I feel like, the thing that it's just engaging because you just feel like, hey, I can be a part of this, too. These are the people I interact with online, on Twitter, on Facebook, what have you.
Right.
So
the other thing, too, is cool is there's so many different things here. Like, if you're really into cosplay, there's so many different things to do for cosplay. If you're into gaming, there's things for gaming. Like I said, there's just so much to do. So, I mean, I think it's wonderful to be able to offer these to fans and be able to check this stuff out. I'm just keep scrolling through each day.
Sure.
At least in this fan stage. And it's all folks that are, fans, obviously, that have put this together. Most of these things, I think, are based off of their ideas.
Another fun thing is I went to the collector stage. I love the collector stage. I know last time I didn't get to go through as much, but basically Hallmark's got a panel, Hasbro's a panel, Star Wars memorabilia. Steve Sansweet, of course, will be there, who we just spoke with. Star Wars Insider. There's a thing on social networking. Funko Pop, which Corey will be probably stapled to. Have you seen all these things? Good.
I'm scrolling through and reading them. I'm getting sidetracked, really.
Yeah,
but
I understand. Gus Lopez, he's going to be like one of the main gurus there, and I got to meet him at Rancho last year. What a super cool guy, very unassuming, and he's a gigantic collector. We talked about Star Wars University last time, where basically authors and artists get up there and just sort of talk to you about, it's basically like they're teaching it to you.
Yeah.
Teaching stuff with all kinds of amazing things. There's stuff on education, which, hey, I think I might enjoy that.
There you go. That's right up your alley right there.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of cool stuff.
There's so much stuff here, and I'm going to the next, next is the Star Wars University. Again, there's so many things here. I'm reading through these. It's got STEM Star Wars. It looks like it's interactive to increase diversity and interest in science and technology and engineering and math. Huh. I'm just reading through these different things.
There's the podcast stage, of course, we talked about. Next time we'll go over all those shows that are on it because that's pretty fun.
Yeah, I was going to say, would be kind of cool for the next show. Would it be able to come with like maybe our top 5
pick.
Or 6 or something like that? Yeah, our top pick.
And then the Star Wars Rebels Theater just has different excerpts from different premiere shows, different shows of Rebels and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
We're going through pretty quickly because it's dizzying, but
it is. Yeah. You kind of have to dig into each of them and see what's really going on. Who's the guest going to be there, and what's going to be like. What does it fit in your schedule type thing. And more, and I look at it just going through them just now. I'm thinking, oh man, where we running from place to place again. Something like that was what we did last time. It was a blast, but it was exhausting. But that's okay. It's all good.
Merchandise, Corey. I'm all about the Star Wars merchandise. As are a lot of members of our Coffee with Kenobi family. So far, at the time of this recording, which is March 30th. I've only seen 6 exclusive items. I'm hoping every day I check the Celebration Store website more than is healthy, and just hoping to see some new merchandise. But the 6 things that they have, I'm curious to see what you think about them. Mm-hmm. Which ones are you going to buy from me? I guess. I'm like the fair weather collector here. I just so like.
I want to get everything, but I also want to like really hold back and be like, I don't know, I'm not sure. But again, like I remember from going to the store at Celebration Anaheim last time was there's so much to choose from, so much fun things to see. But seeing it this time is almost like, oh, there's even more. The biggest thing that stands out to me, I think it's the. I'm right now I'm going back and forth. I'm going to go with the orange BB-8 t-shirt.
Really? I was going to jokingly say that. That's the one you like, that one?
I think it looks cool. It's unique. It's something different.
Cute.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's cute. Well,
it's between that and the Ray shirt.
Really?
But I know what you want.
Which one?
You want the 40th anniversary shirt.
I do, but even more than that, I want that lanyard. The Battle of Yavin.
Battle of Yavin.
That thing is like gorgeous. I guess it's one that you could pre-buy, or there will be some at the store.
Yep.
So that's what I do like the 40th anniversary one. I like that baseball style cut, which is very cool.
40 years. That's crazy.
What's that?
Just like 40 years. It's monumental.
It is.
It's a big deal. You were around. You did it.
That's right. You did it. You were there. Life is good. I want to talk real quickly about the light speed line. Did you see this?
No, I haven't seen that.
You know how much fun the store was in Anaheim, right?
Yeah, we waited in line for a long time.
It wasn't. The answer is it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all. It was very challenging. So now they've got the light speed line. So basically you get there as soon as the doors open and you run to this line. And it's basically like a fast pass. You know what I mean? So it'll have like a list of when you can come back, and you're pretty much guaranteed to get in and see what you want. Now, when they run out of the light speed passes, you can still wait in line. But I am, definitely going to try to take advantage of that. There's obviously panels that we want to see and things of that nature. But I'm going to do my best because I really felt like last time I missed out. There was a lot of cool stuff that I wanted to get, and I just didn't get a chance to do it. I mean, obviously my wallet was okay with that, but I don't know. Is that something you're interested in?
Yeah, I definitely think we'll do it this time because, again, like you said, we didn't get the chance to do it necessarily last time. I remember going through waiting line last time and getting in, but it was kind of picked over. And I remember texting you. I think I was texting Deanna what size shirt you wear to make sure that wanted one. Yeah. And we didn't have the one that you wanted, essentially. So, we missed out, like you said. But I think this time we'll definitely make it a priority to go on those fast passes and check it out.
I found it too. It's 10 a.m. every day. It opens, and they just at the exhibit hall. You just head right to the light speed lane. They're handed out first come first serve, as I said. Then they just they redo it each day, and you can only get one ticket per person. And I love that it has that pre-printed time on it, and it's a 30-minute window that you get to come back, and if you miss your time, then you're out of luck.
Sure.
But it gives you a little bit of flexibility. They didn't have this in Anaheim. I'm incredibly glad. I have no idea real estate-wise how big the store is, so it'll be fun to talk to Amy next week and get more information about the convention center itself. But good stuff. There's also some good stuff with the Force for Change products. Did you see this?
That's right. Yeah, I did. I'm on the site here checking this out. The Force for Change, they're the Star Wars Last Jedi products for Force for Change.
Yeah.
Benefiting UNICEF. And this is something they've always kind of partners with for the last couple of releases, really. I know you've got a couple of the shirts. You got both of them, don't you? The two T-shirts from the last two.
Yeah, I got the one with the Stormtrooper, First Order Trooper, and did I get something else? I can't remember.
Oh, you had the Rogue One.
That's right. Yes, that's correct. I did.
So these are in similar nature. They're T-shirts for The Last Jedi, and they've got the brand new artwork on them we saw from the packaging for The Last Jedi.
Sure.
There's all kinds. There's 3 different versions of it. It looks like the male, female, and a child size T-shirt. So if you're interested, go check those out and donating to UNICEF and Force for Change. Always a good cause. And they've got
Do you like the pin?
Is it a pin or it is a pin? I thought it was a coin or something, but
there's a pin, and there's the shirt with Rey. It's a dark blue. There's a green with all the 3 heroes from the Force Awakens, which will be The Last Jedi, of course, and BB-8. And then there's a BB-8 Solo. 25% again of the retail sale price goes to UNICEF in support of the UNICEF Kid Power Program, which is wonderful. So it's all in booth 3463 at Celebration. Now, after that, some of the items are going to be at the parks. Hollywood Studios, the Tatooine Traders, and Star Wars Launch Bay, of course. Disney Springs has the store, the Star Wars Galactic Outpost, which I'm excited about. Once Upon a Toys, that huge toy store over by the Christmas shop, which I love the Christmas shop. Not related to this podcast, but...
I do too.
The smell
we agree on that.
Oh my god.
It's like you walk into Christmas.
It's heaven. It is like Christmas. And then Disneyland will have it at Star Trader and Star Wars Launch Bay, as well as downtown Disney District at D Street and World of Disney. So keep on looking on StarWars.com for updates. Hopefully, when we record next week, we are going to have information on all of the merchandise.
Chewie, get us out of here!
This episode of Coffee with Kenobi is brought to you by Penguin Random House Audio. Looking to catch up on the latest Star Wars books? Try listening to them on audio. Featuring sound effects and music directly from the movies, Star Wars audiobooks are the definitive listening experience. From brand new audiobooks such as Thrawn and Empire's End Aftermath to our blockbuster movie tie-in editions, you'll have plenty to keep you entertained. Visit penguinrandomhouseaudio.com/Star Wars for sample clips and to start listening now.
This episode of Coffee with Kenobi was sponsored by Star Wars Digital Card Trader Collecting app from Topps. Celebrating its second year, the app is free to download from iTunes or Google Play. Collect and trade everything from legendary 1977 Star Wars cards to new cards featuring exclusive content from Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, Rogue One, and much more. All from the comfort of your mobile device. The Star Wars Digital Card Trader Collecting app from Topps. These are the cards you're looking for.
If you would like to respond to our question of the show, have a comment, or just want to say hello, send us an email or MP3 at feedback@coffeewithkenobi.com. Or if you have a specific question or comment for either of us individually, email us at danz@coffeewithkenobi.com or coryc@coffeewithkenobi.com, or visit us at coffeewithkenobi.com and click on the Contact Us section, or comment on one of the stories featured on the site. If you enjoy the show, please write a review in iTunes or Stitcher. You can also like the show on Facebook at facebook.com/coffeewithkenobi, as well as keep up to date at our Twitter feed at Coffee with Kenobi. You can also find us on Tumblr at coffeewithkenobi.tumblr.com. If you enjoy the jazz music, the album is Eye to Eye by Steve Torok.
Give the evacuation code signal.
This podcast is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company or Lucasfilm Limited. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The official Star Wars website can be found at www.starwars.com. Star Wars, all names, sounds, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and or copyrights of Disney and their respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Coffee with Kenobi unless otherwise indicated.
This is the podcast you're looking for.
There's no one here. Move along.